Please, allow me to show you something.
We rejoin the final of the 2022 Soloway Teams midway through the third quarter, with the street team now leading by 83 imps to 52.
We're going to look at board 5 of the third set, and if we can start with the action at your table, Simon. You were sitting east.
Sure.
North opened the club, as everyone does these days, and you had too much for any kind of diamond bid, I take it?
Whether I actually had too much for a direct diamond bid is a matter of probably style to an extent, and a matter of sort of some contention. I felt like if I bid a diamond, the auction's probably not going to die, and I can jump to 3 diamonds next. But I just felt like I had such a good hand.
Even that action may not suggest everything you have. So I would
just
suggest a really good diamond suit, but the 2 aces on the side is massive. I mean, I agree with you. I would double as well.
Yeah, I mean, it could get uncomfortable if the auction got to like 4 of a major and you have to guess to it, but it's just not that likely. I mean, I just thought double was sort of the best.
It's the most flexible bid. I agree with you. And he was chosen at the other table as well, as we shall see.
Yeah.
Okay, so South passed, and Kevin has, in my eyes, it looks like an absolutely obvious and normal 1-no trump bid, which you raised to 3-no trumps.
I don't know how much it depends on what their club opening is. I mean, don't forget the vulnerability here is very attractive to like trying for a penalty.
They could be in trouble. They absolutely
could be in trouble. They, you know, especially if they play some like loose club style and partner's got like 2 or even 3 clubs on a good day. And I don't know, like I think Kevin's 1-no is fine, but I would find it really hard to be like uber critical of somebody who passed a club. And I know that's what happened at the table next door.
Yeah, we'll get to that in a second. To be honest, it wouldn't occur to me to pass 1 club doubled on with this particular hand. And I already mentioned when we spoke about the previous hand that I'd rather explore my own contracts than gamble on a penalty. So that sort of comes back on this hand. But having said that, okay, I mean, obviously in 3-no trumps, he had 11 top tricks. So there's nothing to discuss in the play. If we could just look at what happened at the other table. So here we have, of course, we have a club from North. We have a double from East again. But West decides to pass. And as you pointed out, the opponents are vulnerable. And in fact, even though spades are 3-3 in 1 club, the declarer should only make 5 tricks. So he's actually right, in a sense, to go for 500. Yeah. But that would only pick up an imp, and you're always playing with fire when you go for this kind of penalty. But North could have had more of a club suit. The queen of clubs could have been in the North hand, for example, and then you really, really struggle.
He could, but the only thing I would say to sort of counter that is Mano's partner had kind of an unusual hand for the double, right?
Yeah.
So 10 points your side had in diamonds, and they were only worth 2 tricks defensively. I mean, that's slightly like that's a little surprising. I don't know.
I mean, all of these things can always happen. I mean,
they can. Yeah.
That's why you're not sure about it when you pass. I mean, I can understand the temptation, but at this point, he's actually up over 30 imps in the match. So I don't personally understand the gamble. But I was going to ask you this anyway. Are they 2 young Italian players? Are they like just...
Yeah, they're pretty young. It's difficult for me to remember because I still feel like I'm about 25 or 26. It's difficult for me to remember exactly how old they are. I guess they're somewhere...
I remember them as young, but then I realized that because of my age, everyone else is young these days. So
yeah, I would guess they're about 29, 30, something like that, but I wouldn't claim to be sure.
Okay, they're a bit of an action pair as well, you would say?
Yeah, a little bit. They certainly. I wouldn't describe them as like a sort of steady Eddie pair. I mean, they're looking for opportunities, as you can see by his pass of the double.
I mean, I would never criticize anyone's style. We all do what we think is right. But if I pass a club, my partners take a double or club, I want my partner to know that I got King Jack 10, 9 to 6 or something like that. That it really is my only good suit. And also because I feel that we have such a straightforward normal 1-no trump bid, I don't see the reason not to make it. But anyway, like I said, they could have taken 500. We'll just quickly look at the play. I don't know if you know how the play went, but East led the obvious queen of clubs. That's because you're supposed to have all the clubs and you want to start drawing trumps, right?
Yeah, it looks normal to me to play a club, to lead a club. Yeah.
So Finn won that, and he has to go somewhere. So he tried spades. He slipped jack of spades, and the defense ducked. And because spades are free, they also ducked the king of spades, which is good news.
So now he's up to 3 tricks, which is obviously good news. So I think they can only beat it 1 now, even if they...
1, 2, 3, 4. It's going to be very close. It depends whether North will score his 3 of clubs or not. I think possibly they can still take 500. Anyway, what happened now was that Finn exited with the 3rd round of spades to East. Are you with me?
Yeah. So spades to the 8.
Tried 1 round of diamonds, which stood up. And now something weird happened. I don't know if but he was desperate to get partner in to draw trumps. Maybe he was fearing a diamond ruff in dummy, but that doesn't work because then partner would be able to ruff or over ruff. And anyway, now he tries the most extraordinary play. He plays the 10 of hearts from ace-10 doubleton.
Yeah.
And his poor partner had no idea what's going on. So he ducks the 10 of hearts and Finn scores gratefully the queen of hearts.
Yeah. Yes.
So now he's got an extra trick from nowhere.
Yeah,
so now he's
got
6 tricks. And now what happens is that he exits a diamond.
I think, he's just cold now, right? Because East is getting M played.
Exactly. So West draws trumps to the best of his ability. King and 8 clubs trying to stop North getting rough. But on the next trick, East gets M played.
Yeah. Now he just exits a heart.
3 of clubs en passant because East has to play a diamond, and if West roughs him with a 6 or 7, North will just discard. And if West discards the cards, North will score the 3 of clubs. So he actually comes to 7 tricks here and makes, 140?
Yeah, 140 to go with our whatever it was, 460. So that was 12. One thing just to say about the defence.
Yeah.
DeFranco's 10 of hearts probably is the wrong thing to do. But I actually think worse is that he played the king of diamonds.
Why so?
I think he should play the jack of diamonds. Because that's going to make partner win the ace, right?
And draw trumps,
so why gamble like this? King of diamonds holding and shifting to a heart. I mean, it just looks normal to me to play the jack of diamonds, which nobody cares if partner puts the ace on it because your diamonds are solid anyway. So just make partner win the trick. Don't give a chance to screw up. You know, if you give partner chances to screw up, sometimes, sadly, because we're all fallible, we're going to take them.
Oh, my partners take them all the time, so I'm well aware of that. That's a very interesting point, the jack of diamonds. I hadn't thought of that. But I think also fearing that Declare has a diamond ruff in dummy is a bit of a mirage. I mean, there aren't that many diamonds out. If Declare has got ace to 3, for example, partner will be roughing the next diamond anyway. So so there was a bit of a mistake. But I mean, my philosophy when I say and when I tell my kids that we shouldn't gamble on defending before we bid our own contract is because things like these can always happen. It's obviously harder to defend a 1-level contract than it is to rattle off 11 top tricks and 3 new trumps. Okay, very interesting. But a massive board for you and got you back into the match because you started that set well behind, right?
We did start the set. I think we were stuck.
You were 20 teams behind at the start of the 3rd set, at the halfway point.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay. Well, thanks.
So a nice 12-imp swing to the Cope team there puts them in a much more hopeful position. We rejoin the action a few hands into quarter 4, and now the gap has been narrowed further, with the street team leading by 96 to 86 imps.
Paxman and Zatorsky had bid 4 spades, but at the other table, as you're about to sort of reveal, there was significantly more action.
There was more action, right? Because it went past from south and past from west, and North had a 2-club opening. What's he got? 21?
Yeah, he's got 21. I'm not sure what Finn's plan was. I don't know whether he was planning to show... I would open that hand spade, I think. I must be honest. I would open a spade. Yeah. But maybe he was planning opposite a past partner to treat it as like 22, 23 balance, treat it as a balanced hand. Or
maybe they're playing the inverted Swedish methods where they actually show 20-21 by opening 2 clubs. That's possible as well.
Could do, but I think Finn, knowing Finn, he would treat that hand as 22, 23 if he was treating it as balanced. 21 with a good... It's 21, isn't it? 14, 18... Yeah, 21 with a good 5 card.
A little bit of overbidding. I've never minded a little bit of overbidding. Anyway, so East Pass and South replied 2 diamonds. Now, the bid, obviously, we want to focus on is West's double. you can say what you think first. I'm not sure that what I think is suitable to say.
It's actually, as a sort of slight aside, by the way, in the semi-final the day before, Finn and Ish had also declared 2 spades redoubled.
Oh, yeah?
On a Coke-ish auction. So back-to-back days, they had like a 2-club opener and somebody doubled an artificial bid and they played in it redoubled. Kind of amazing.
Which maybe should give pause for thought for the people doubling.
Yeah.
I mean, I played rubber bridge for 10 years. So, I mean, I had a lot of these hands both ways. And eventually you just learn that it's too dangerous. But apart from being dangerous, the question to me here is, do you really want to assist on the diamond lead against the final?
So that's my problem with West's hand, in terms of them choosing to double, is not, oh God, I've only got King Jack 9 to 5 diamonds. I don't care about that. What I do care about is that whilst I think that the best lead for our side is a diamond, I'm nowhere near certain. I mean, if partner leads a heart or a club, I'm not that unhappy, right? I've got Queen 1 and Queen Jack 4. It's only really if they lead a spade, which I accept is probably their most likely lead if they end up in 3 no trumps. But it's probably only that lead where I feel really like, oh God, I wish I'd doubled 2 diamonds.
Yep.
I would say I'm a big doubler of sort of things, but I double when I know that looking at my hand based on my hand, it's the suit I definitely would prefer lead. So, for example, if the opponents are in a Q bidding, a slam investigative auction, let's say they've bid spades and clubs and somebody bids 4 diamonds Q bid, I would only double it if I had a card in diamonds and nothing in hearts. If I had a card in diamonds and a card in hearts, I would pass and let partner make their own mind up.
Make the judgment. Yeah, absolutely. I agree totally with you there, Simon. And the other thing about this hand is that even if you find partner with something like Queen 1 diamond and it's a magical lead, you have no guarantee of getting in.
Yeah,
and it could be that the only entry is in partner's hand and he was about to lead a club from King Jack to 5 or a heart from King to 5. So insisting on the diamond lead and with the added risk of actually running into trouble, put it all together and you can stick me in for a pass. But I mean, we live and learn, right? So, I mean, he will probably think twice before he does it next time.
Yeah. And I think you have to kind of commend Finn as well a bit. I mean, like, I agree he should redouble, right? He's got 4 unbelievably good diamonds.
And a lot of tricks.
Redouble is the right thing to do. But, you know, he's a young guy. He's not that experienced. He's playing in the final of a major knockout. Like, I think, you know, some credit has to go to him for thinking, you know what, you can take your double and you can sort of send it somewhere that it doesn't belong.
Yeah.
You know, and this was relatively early in the set. You know, it was a few boards in. And you can imagine that's something that momentum-wise, in terms of the psychology, how they're feeling about things, this must have been a really big board.
We're only down 5 imps going into the last set, so you're not desperate in any way, right?
Yeah, no, you're only down 5 imps, but you just kind of feel like reasonably good about things. And you sort of, you know, now you've got this 760 on the card. And it's just, it's not so much the result, it's the sort of, hey, we're here to play kind of thing. You know, don't think you're just going to turn up and win the last set comfortably and, you know, yada, yada.
But 2 diamonds double, in fact, made, was it with an overtrick?
Yeah, so he could have made 10, I think, but he made 9, which was 760.
Better make sure of making in the first place, yeah. But it's interesting to see as well that even though we're on the 4-2 fit, we have so many tricks in the outside suit. It's perfectly right for the opponents to actually have more trumps than we do. We're going to make 2 diamonds in just pure raw strength. And
it's the fact that neither of the defenders have got like a shortage or anything, so you can just cash your outside tricks and sort of make a few bits and pieces elsewhere.
Yeah. Oh, he actually started the first diamond to the 10, not the 8. He, like you said, he might have been able to make more tricks, but I'm sure
at pairs he probably would have played a diamond to the 8, but I think he sort of scored the 8 of diamonds in the end anyway, but he certainly could have just effectively sort of drawn trumps and then played some winners through.
Yeah. And it could have been worse. It was only 7 imps to you now, but it could have been worse.
So that result brings the Cope team within easy reach at 96-93 with 11 boards to play. Join us for the last in this mini-series for 2 fascinating hands from those last 11. If you enjoyed this, you can find many more great bridge videos on our YouTube channel and at www.newtricksbridge.club.